Ed Mariziak here, East Toronto Living. And in this video, we're going to be talking about another Blog TO article, and it's titled Toronto Real Estate Prices Plummeting, and here's what the average home costs now. So if you want to hear more about this article, we're going to do a deep dive. Stay tuned. Hey friends, if you can do me a big favor, can you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. Leave a comment. Comments help the channel so much. I get ideas from them, and I love answering your questions. Share the video. And I just want to give a big shout out to all my subscribers. You know, the channel is just, without you, I wouldn't have a channel to do. So thanks so much. And don't forget, if you have any real estate questions, anything at all, you want to go out and see some of the properties we've been featuring, or you just want to ask me a simple question about what's going on or clarify something, here's my contact information. Call me, text me, email me, send me a carrier pigeon, whatever your method of communication is. Let's talk. Let's have a Zoom meeting. If you're from out of town, you know, we can have a Zoom meeting. Okay, so once again, this reporting is from Blog TO, and it is titled Toronto Real Estate Prices Plummeting, and here's what the average home is costing now. So I'm going to leave an image here so that you can look this article up and read it in more detail. But what's happened in the last a week ago or a week or so ago is Toronto Regional Real Estate Board (TREB) puts out their numbers every month. And basically how many homes have sold, how many have sat, how many entered the market, what's the average cost per home, and how many condos. All that is in this reporting. And I'm part of the board, of course, because I'm a Toronto Realtor. And every month, these numbers come out. So they came out, and Blog TO gave their take on what's going on in the market. So right away, it's Toronto's turbulent real estate market has been accelerating nose first into the ground for months. Oh my God, geez. And it goes on. And while home sales in the region are actually showing signs of a rebound, what have I been saying, everyone, for the last couple months now? 3 months, 4 months, in fact. While it's showing signs of a rebound in the second half of the year, there is still a long road ahead to recovery. Okay, well, that's subjective. I think we're closer than they actually are than what they're alluding to. I think the recovery is coming faster than what they're suggesting. So it goes on again. However, despite the doom and gloom, monthly figures from the Toronto Real Estate Board and the GTA, the September home sales, so again, we're going to put this down here, declines. However, despite the doom and gloom, the latest monthly figures from the Toronto Real Estate Board offer some hope for buyers and sellers. Well, now I've been saying that for months. I mean, you all know that. I've been saying that. But this is just more confirmation of what I've been advocating for many months now. But the September numbers are as follows. I mean, we've seen 5,592 homes have sold in the Toronto Real Estate Board. Now, incidentally, that is up 8.5% year over year. So what the numbers were actually, 8.5%. So that's good news. The other tidbit of info here is we still have a supply of unsold homes, and that number is 19,260 new homes. Oh my gosh, have logged into TREB last month. So those are new properties that just went on the market, and on top of what already is on sale. So that's a lot. There's still lots of choice. And this article also goes on to say that real estate prices have also declined. The average price for a home in the GTA is $1,055,377. That's a decline of 4.7%. So what this article is saying here is, I mean, yes, well, we are seeing more sales happening. Don't forget, a week and a half ago, the rates have dropped, and we had some pretty grim economic news that surfaced a couple weeks ago, and we have more unemployment, and that's going to fuel the Bank of Canada to trigger another rate cut. So we are going to see another rate cut announcement on in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I think it's on the 27th or something, and that will further accelerate buyers coming off the sidelines and back into the market. Now we're also approaching the holiday season, so typically it could be somewhat busy from now until about November, and then we're going to see a decline in December, and it always is that. So, come December, it's going to be a seasonal slowdown. That's always the case, and but who knows? I mean, things might start to perk up. I mean, we may see a busier December than last December, which could very well happen. I would personally like to see that, and it could happen. But again, this is the whole crystal ball thing. If I had a crystal ball and I could see into the future, I mean, wouldn't we all be multi-millionaires and a half? So yeah. But I just want to continue to advocate that the market is showing signs of a turnaround, and so while prices for homes have just dipped down slightly, and in not all areas, only in some areas, certainly right in the east part where I live. Real estate has been holding its own. The other thing too is they're talking about properties that are selling for way less than their asking price. Well, here's what I'm noticing, and here's what I think has been going on. You see, what happened over the last few years is that material costs have gone through the roof over the last few years because of inflation and so forth, and so all these renovators and flippers and developers and stuff that are redoing homes and whatnot, building them from the ground up, whatever. They set out their budget, whatever it is, say it's $250,000 that they're going to put into the property. But then as they got started on the project with all the inflation that's been going on, they ended up paying $500,000. So now they've got to justify their spending and increase the price of the property to recoup the extra $250,000 or whatever it is that they had to pay. So what I've been seeing is there's a lot of properties that are way overpriced. I'm looking at it. I see what the buyers are seeing. I look through the eyes of a buyer. I'm seeing all these properties in my area that are sitting. They're still sitting. If you notice if you go back and look at some of these videos that I've done, all those properties are still for sale, or they've just temporarily taken them off the market. But they are still for sale. So there's room for negotiation, and that's what's been happening. And sadly, these sellers are taking the bite, taking the hit, taking the loss, and selling for what a price that they didn't want. So that's what's been happening. I think I'm certain that in a lot of cases that's what's been going on. I mean, let's just face it, up until 2023, we've been spoiled. I mean, up until February 2023, the market's been just going out of control, crazy because of the demand and the low interest rates too. Don't forget when rates were 2%, they were that's just free money. They're giving money away. Even though homes were 5 times the value as they were back in the 80s and 90s, you're still paying weekly or monthly less. That's a fact. That's why I get this. I get this question asked quite often from the public. How do young people afford the homes and all that? Well, here's how they can afford: 2% interest rate. They're giving money away. You're paying less monthly than you would have paid 10, 15 years ago when the rates were 15, 18%. It's a fact. Even though houses were cheaper, you were paying through the nose in interest. So, I mean, the thing I want to drive home very much here is the market is recovering. And I keep saying this. I can keep saying it until it sinks in. We're in for a busy spring. So if you're not jumping in and driving and looking for property right now, the opportunity, it's still here. And the opportunity is still going to be for the next couple months. But come spring, when all the buyers are going to enter the market, it's going to be gone. So that's it for now, folks. Once again, if you have any questions, here's my contact information. If you want to jump in, look at some properties, we can book an appointment, and we'll have a Zoom meeting first, or a phone call, and then we'll go out and see some properties. And don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Once again, big shout out to my subscribers. I'm really grateful. And thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Don't forget, every Thursday at 5 o'clock. Oh, apologies. Last week, I was sick as a dog last week. That's why there wasn't a video. So my apologies. And then I actually had an AI conference right on the Thursday, and I was still pretty under the weather. So, but this Thursday, once again, this video will be out. You obviously you're watching it. Thanks so much for your time, everyone. Thank you, and have a great week. We'll see you. Bye for now.